this is going to sound crazy, but if you really think about it, it's not that far outside the realm of possibility. This has been on my mind, my heart, for a few months now. I'm doing this totally unscripted. I wanted to make it professional, but I am no professional when it comes to making videos or content or anything. So I'm just going to be real and let you know what's on my mind. So I've been looking at everything going on in the news, right? One day I was just listening to the news, hearing all the crazy crap that Donald Trump is doing and how ICE is just following along with his orders and people are just doing whatever he says. And, I've been seeing some protests, but not really much, not on the scale that there should be, right? And I was just thinking about it. Like, I thought Donald Trump loved this country, and it just seems weird to me how he's doing everything possible to destroy it, because that's what he's doing. He's destroying my country. He's destroying the U.S. No person who loves this country would be doing what Donald Trump is currently doing. And the party who professes to be God loving, to love Jesus Christ, to love God, to, be Christian or whatever religion they claim to be, you know, they're doing everything opposite of what God or Jesus would teach us to do. Um, Jesus said, love the world as I have loved. Love each other, love one another as I have loved you. And I'm not seeing the love at all, at all. So just thinking about that, I'm just like, what is going on? This is so weird. How is it that someone that professes to love this country and respect the Constitution and all that stuff is doing what they're doing to it? He's destroying the country. He's not helping it in any way. And then I started thinking, what if, I don't know, what could be? And then I was like, well, what if that's really not Donald Trump? A while back, I took my dad to the VA hospital. He has end-stage renal failure, and he gets sick, so often. So I gave him a ride and dropped him off. When I went back he got let out early. He went home. I took his truck back to him. When I got to his apartment building, it was so weird because this man that came out, it looked like my dad, sounded like my dad, whatever. But at the same time, looking at him closer, this man was a little bit shorter, a little bit stockier, full of energy, where my dad had just been dying a couple days before. And full of energy, and he had like some white makeup here, like it looked like white under his eyes, like he had makeup on. Anyways, and I asked him if I could borrow the truck to go get my stuff out of my Jeep, which had been illegally impounded a few days before. That's another story for another time. But so he said no, which was weird to me. I was like, why would he be so mean? And then he gave me and my boyfriend a ride home. And as he was taking us home, he started offending me, insulting me, like talking to me like my dad would not ever have talked to me. And I was just like, that's really, he pissed me off, and we ended up getting in a fight. And I was like, I was telling my boyfriend that my dad's not like that. He would never talk to me that way. Why? That was really weird. I don't feel like that was my dad. And my boyfriend said, you noticed too. It didn't look like your dad. Like, your dad was different. Your dad looks different. He was sick, and this one was, and he described what I saw, and I was like, yeah, I did notice that. And so I started thinking back then, like, did somebody replace my dad with a fake, have somebody have plastic surgery or something and replace my dad? And I started thinking why, and I started thinking maybe they're slowly replacing people who are alone, people who don't have much family or friends. Maybe they're starting with them, and replacing them with lookalikes, who are coming in and taking over their lives and taking over their homes and their families and everything. Well, I believe they're starting with people who don't really have much family or friends, so that way nobody would really notice if they were replaced by someone who's not exactly them, right? And I was like, but that's, if they were doing that, if Trump was replaced by someone else, if ICE agents were replaced by someone else, if people in government were replaced by someone else, it couldn't be plastic surgery because that's just too much, right? And I was like, well, what could it be? Because DNA would they'd take DNA and it'd be, they'd be able to prove that it wasn't Donald Trump, wouldn't they? But then I thought, well, what if they're cloned? What if Donald Trump and these ICE agents and a lot of people in government and even family and friends around us, what if they're slowly being cloned one by one? Like, what if Trump was cloned by an enemy of the United States who hates us and who trained him to hate us and gave him orders to come in and destroy this country, um, as quickly as possible, just to bring us to our knees, to bring this country to its knees and destroy us. And they've been slowly replacing ICE agents and lawyers, judges, I don't know, people in government with clones who also hate us. And our family and friends, the people, our neighbors, people around us are also getting replaced bit by bit by clones. And until we're just surrounded by enemies all around us. That'd be one way for them to get, you know, get us from the inside, and it'd be a strategic move. Um, I was just thinking, like that would be, I mean, if I was an enemy of the state, of the country, I would think about something like that, because I did think of something like that, and I'm not an enemy of my country. I'm trying to figure out why other people are trying to bring my country down. So, anyways, I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to me too. Whenever I say it out loud, I've told a couple people and it sounded crazy as I said it, and it still does. It still does. But at the same time, it's possible, isn't it? I don't know. Let me know what you think. All right. Bye for now.